All right. And there we are.
We are indeed here.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize for my camera shot that has tripod legs and a microphone in it, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Tonight, if I zoom out here, I actually moved all this stuff into this larger tub relatively recently. It's an IKEA. What are these called? I wrote about it in my tour video because I freaking love these things. Does it say? Oh, I didn't even bring the lid out. Hang on, I've got another one over here. They're Cougas, IKEA Cougas boxes. Cougas, and they are amazing. The thing I love about these boxes, they got a hole in the back. Sorry, it's upside down. They got a hole in the back which lets you run wires through them if you have like charging docks inside. You know, you can put the lid on it and you don't get dust on your stuff. It's great. But anyway, I use these for all kinds of things, including I had a much smaller tub that had a lot of this stuff, and I some of this stuff was in scattered other places. Got this big tub of stuff. Haven't really gone through it in a long time. So I brought onto the stream Brock, who has a internet archive page called Nostalgists Archive. And you do a lot of sort of preserving some unusual things, like most recently, especially like some kind of behind the scenes documentation for localizations that includes like budgets and character sheets and descriptions of like what kind of voices they want the actors to do for games like Castlevania Lament of Innocence and Disaster Day of Crisis. Welcome and thanks for joining.
Of course, this is always something I always look forward to every Sunday. If not watching it, then listening to it a few days after.
Nice. So, but anyway, yeah, I thought, in all likelihood, there's probably nothing like super crazy in here. But I still thought it might be cool to have you on the stream just in case something does catch your eye and you're like, that might not be out there, maybe we could come up with a plan for documenting it, even though I don't really have like a good scanner or anything like that. But most of this stuff is like, I don't really get manuals a lot these days for stuff that's like, unless it's like a Genesis game or a Master System game that just happens to have the case and the manual in the case. I didn't grow up with Sega, so this is like mostly Nintendo stuff. Although there's some extra stuff in here, like there's an Atari. I'm showing this upside. I have the video turned upside down so that I can look at it and then it's right side up for you. I'm turning it as if I'm showing it to you, but yeah, I've got some Atari manuals and stuff like that some friends gave me. There's some Commodore 64 stuff over here that a museum curator, I believe, sent me.
Those are very interesting.
Yeah, so we're just going to go through this stuff. Obviously things that like I mentioned Genesis, like those manuals go in the cases. Anything PS1, GameCube, PS2, Saturn, anything where it's a game in a case. That's in there. I saw someone in the pre-stream say something to the effect of, wait, Tri doesn't keep his manuals in boxes? And I don't know, like just back in I didn't always keep my boxes. I started keeping my boxes like early Game Boy days and then Super Nintendo days. I don't know, just I don't keep my games in the boxes. I keep them on a shelf. Like the box is like a separate thing to just have in my collection to me. So I don't want to like open the box unless again it's a game that's in a case or stuff like Phantasy Star 4 or what's the other one I have? Light Crusader on Genesis. Like those are the only like cardboard box games I have for Genesis. But because all my other Genesis games are in cases on the shelf, I do keep those that way. But like Nintendo stuff, I don't. What's this? What is this? Oh, here's oh man, more Atari. This Atari stuff is all like hand-me-down stuff from friends. So we will look through that if we have time. So let's just grab some of what's on the top here. Actually, let me go ahead and get this one out of the way. This was sent by Sean Quinn, one of our Patreon supporters. He sent me a Lego Piranha Plant. So obviously this is quite new, but so this is why it was on the top. Something I want to show you that I thought was really cool. I mean, this is like actually like crazy detailed. It's got like history of the Piranha Plant, and why won't that focus? Focus. Why is it going crazy?
Trying, getting there.
Why is it going crazy?
No.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
sort of.
Well, if I can stop it from going crazy. So I thought this was so cool, and I was showing this to good vibes in our Discord. Okay, do I need to like turn off my camera or something? It's like I need to restart my camera.
Not liking that.
It is freaking out. Let's restart the camera. But I was talking to I did like when I put together this prop plan, I did a little stream, and I was like, what the heck is this Lost Levels logo? I have never seen that before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
I was like, what the heck is this? Like, and it looks vintage. So I'm like, where did that come from? And he's like, it's on the box. And if you look on the box, sure enough, it's right there. But like they have like the artwork for like all the games, like kind of like, actually I should have in here. Can I get to it quickly? My my Super Mario All-Stars manual should be in here. That logo, oh, here it is. My Mario All-Stars manual is not in great shape. I keep turning this around like I'm showing it to you, and I keep forgetting I have the camera reversed. Yeah, so, but if you look, there it is. But it's like, it's like skewed, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was super interesting. Like it's always been there. I've just never noticed it, but they don't use that logo like in game or on the title screen or anywhere else really. So I thought it was super cool, just so randomly in this Lego manual to see.
I wonder where they got the high quality assets.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's got to be somewhere. Oh my gosh, my camera does not like.
No, it does not like that.
I am a manual focus guy. I rarely use the autofocus. So. Well, now that I got that away, it seems to be fine. But anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. I do not know why. Obviously, I cut something out of this manual on purpose. When I was a kid, I don't know what it could have been. I mean, because this is the oldest Super Nintendo manual I own other than my Super Mario World, which should be in here somewhere. Because this came with my system. So, yeah, I don't know why I cut that out. I probably that's like the most uninteresting part of the manual, whatever I cut out, right? So it doesn't seem like I would have hung it up for, art on the wall or something like that. Like there's a few, my boxes that I am the original owner of are all pretty much in really good shape. But the problem is, I put pins through the backs of some of them and hung them on a cork board when I was in high school.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
look, something else was cut out here. So I don't know. I guess
What were you doing, Trey?
I had some creative purpose for it. Luckily, you're not going to see a lot of that in here. Like most of this stuff is in good condition, largely because like they started including tutorials and games. So I didn't really have to read the manuals, like especially like GBA days and stuff like that. But yeah, this is one of the worst condition manuals we're going to see in here. Let me kind of move this out of the way so that I can actually like have stuff down here. Yeah, I've got a stack of I think this is mostly like Game Boy stuff and stuff that was like included in a game, like this.
Yeah.
You know, you can see I've got like probably several of this one. Like you know, this was just like the Nintendo Power advertisement. That
Yeah, I've seen that in quite a few
yeah,
complete box
yeah.
games.
Yeah, I would say this was most likely in GBA games, possibly DS games.
I feel like that was in a copy of Contra Alien Wars that I had complete in box. It might have been a later printing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, interesting. The code on is GP DMG USA 2. So that DMG must have something to
Game
do
Boy.
with like.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't have been DMG era though.
No.
I don't think.
Well, they did that reprint in like '95, where they redid the boxes and then also some of the designs.
Like I'm
It
not
was still
sure.
the DMG.
I'm not sure like what era this NBA Jam cover that they're advertising here would be.
TE would be 95, I think.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, it's interesting. I saw we got a $5 super chat from Greg Kraft. Thank you so much. Saying, what a coincidence. I'm also going through my collection in hopes of finding a manuals vendor at MagFest. Interesting. I mean, I should honestly like kind of keep an eye out for a few manuals that I would really like to have. I normally don't, you know, even with like Genesis games, like if the game is priced like $10, $15 less because it doesn't have the manual, you know, I'll take the no manual price most of the time. But there's like some games like for NES, like I'd love to have. There's like a few NES manuals in here, but not very many because I, you know, I sold all my NES stuff at some point. Here's another two of the same. What's oh, look at this.
I gotta play it loud, era one.
Play it loud, but it's advertising much older games. Oh, look at this, man! That like skewed Donkey Kong logo is interesting. Yeah, and look at all these. These have like the there's like some Super Game Boy shots like here,
Yeah,
and here, and here. But for the most part, they've actually got that kind of like pale yellow sort of color that they tended to have on like Game Boy back of the box shots.
yes.
Oh man. Look at that. Wario Blast. I own. Well, I don't have the Game Boy version of Space Invaders. I have the Super Nintendo version of Tetris 2, which is a terrible game. Wario Blast is something I've always meant to get.
I'm not sure how much it is now. I don't think it's too expensive.
No, I don't think so. I've almost bought it many times. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We're playing it loud here. Man, plug into a complete library of video games. I mean, that's probably never been unfolded. We'll keep this other one the same because I'm sure it's got the same stuff printed on it. I would assume. Oh, this is this. It's
Precautions manual.
fold out. Yeah, it's not a. I'm not sure if this was with a system or an accessory. I've got another one right here. It's got the same code on it, DMG USA 5. Not quite sure what that would have come with. We got a GBA SP. I don't think that's advertising the AGS 101 necessarily.
No. That's for the SP launch.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it would have been the launch exactly because it's got the Game Boy player on the back.
Well, in this case, it's probably 2003 or so.
That this picture here, they're trying to pass off as like, here's what the Game Boy player looks like on your TV. That looks a lot.
It's super dim and blurry.
Yeah, that looks a lot better than the official boot up disc.
No, they just inserted some magazine screenshot into that.
Yep. I mean, man, like the colors on that are great. Unlike how it would actually be. See Game Boy games like you've never seen them before. Let's see what we got. Ooh, this must be advertising for Super Mario Advance era. Special offer inside.
Player's guide and then Nintendo Power.
Yep. Also got the Game Boy player. Oh, here we got Fire Emblem something or other. I wasn't one of those posers that only got into Fire Emblem with the 3DS. I was I was on board from the get-go here. Oh, I bet that guide is pricey.
I've got the other one, but it's pretty beat up for Sacred Stones.
Yeah, I bet that is pricey. Another one of this one.
Yeah, a lot of the original Nintendo guides are, especially the GBA era.
Another precautions booklet. Oh, this one's a different number though. DMG USA 11.
That's definitely later.
I think these, like, I want to say, I don't know if they have like a year on them. I want to say like they even kept this like Game Boy on the side and didn't necessarily do Game Boy Advance. I want to say
that was still in DS cases. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like early DS cases.
Really? It said Game Boy even for DS, huh?
Yeah, like it would have the DS precaution manual
why?
as well as the Game Boy one.
Why is autofocus so bad?
It's trying.
I'm reminded of why I don't use autofocus. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. What's next? Ooh, I believe a friend gave this to me recently. Because I don't think this is something I have.
Castlevania poster.
This is older here. Wait, oh, look at this. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Look at that logo. Oh, there's a $5 super chat from Dad1153. Thank you. Saying, up until the Switch era, Nintendo was king of thick, colorful manuals with its first-party titles. A big used game without OG manual is missing a ton. I mean, maybe. I tend to go on the cheap side and not go for the manuals. So like I say, most of this stuff is stuff that I am the original owner of. This is a case of where it was not. So let's see what we've got here. I believe I got this from a friend recently. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. Look at this.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
this
is
is
good.
all Konami stuff. So it's got Surge of Power's Head Your Way. Dracula, Goemon. Wonder, is that I wonder if that's a Tom Du Bois Ninja Turtle.
That looks like it.
It does look like it. I would believe it.
And then for some reason the sprite for Salamander in the background, it's like not even stylized.
Wow. And so this must have been, I wonder if this came with an NES game, because like it's advertising Castlevania 4 here, and they're not calling it Super Castlevania 4. So I wonder if this like came with an NES game, or because like that's a really early Super Nintendo game. Castlevania 4, Gradius 3, Mystical Ninja, Turtles 4. It'll be out before you know it. Battle Alert, Contra 4 for the Super NES. Wait, what? What? What is that referring to? Do you know?
Oh, beat 3. What's going on here?
Yeah, what is going on here? Does anyone know what Contra 4? what is that about? I mean, this is a Konami flyer.
I wonder if this came with Turtles 3.
Yeah, they aren't.
'Cause that
Notice
was
they aren't
late
showing any
NES.
pictures of Turtles 4 here. Yeah, early fall 91, available fall 91, available fall 91. Yeah. Wow, what on earth were they thinking was going to be Contra 4 for the Super Nintendo? I don't know what that was supposed to be. That's interesting. Wow.
Oh, maybe they counted Contra Forces 3. That's an interesting point.
Maybe would that, I'm not sure exactly when that came out. I mean, I guess that's possible, but they seem so focused on Super Nintendo games in here. So I don't know. Uh-oh. No one steal my Club Nintendo code here. I have that poster that
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's framed over my office desk. I think I've got a few of this one. What was before Club Nintendo? Oh, see, this is 3DS era. Resident Evil Revelations.
Advertised Revelations. Or it came with Revelations, possibly.
Oh, now see, here's the same one on the front, but it's got
Or Super Mario 3D Land.
or would that be more likely New Super Mario Brothers 2 for the 3DS?
Maybe, but I feel like that would be emphasizing the gold coin aspect of
Oh, yeah, maybe.
that one.
Maybe. Oh, now here's something I'm very much not the original owner of.
That is a very nice looking manual for that one.
Yeah, so this is it's usually translated as For the Frog the Bell Tolls. I have still not played through this game, but this just happened to come with it when I bought it. You know, it's not like it was particularly more expensive than usual. So, you know, manuals that I'm not the original owner of, usually it's just a case of like, well, this was coming, you know, this just came with it, and it wasn't like a lot more for coming with it, you know?
Yeah.
So for those unfamiliar, this is the kind of spiritual predecessor to Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening was built on this game's engine, although the gameplay is actually fairly different. Like, it's got overhead exploration, but like the combat is kind of strange. If I recall, I think it like takes place on like a separate screen, kind of like an RPG. Yeah, this is something I really need to play sometime.
Yeah, I need to get to that as well. It's been taunting me on the Mr. list.
But yeah, it's always weird seeing like these tiny Japanese manuals. I mean, this is like, you know, a standard size American manual.
Yeah, I've got a camera manual as well somewhere.
Not that much of a difference in overall size, I suppose, but it feels smaller because it's like read this way. Whereas this like opens up this way and is much longer. So this
and it's a pain to scan those.
Yeah. So this is the Game Boy camera manual. I got this day one. I was very excited for it. It's got some very basic color in the manual, just purple. But I used this thing. This was like the let's see, let's make an animation. Like here, like you've got, well, that might be the menu, but like there's functionality in this for actually like pasting like text on the screen and stuff like that. And I use that to like make like title sequences, like through the Super Game Boy, like my very first videos that I ever did, like 9th grade and high school. I made like title sequences for them on the Game Boy camera through the Super Game Boy.
Ah, that's so cool. Be great if you had that still.
I mean, I do have the VHS tapes of those original.
Ah, you gotta get those digitized, definitely.
Yeah, I have like some pre-MLiG digitization. This is another one of these. Again, a different HAGB. So this is definitely Game Boy Advance era. Yeah. Oh my gosh, autofocus. Autofocus sucks. All right, here we go. This is
Fusion. Yes.
This is a heavy hitter for a lot of people. I like Fusion fine, I guess. I kind of had to play through it a second time to get an idea of what I thought of it. Not actually a very exciting manual. Very small, not super compelling.
Player's Guide's awesome for that one. Friend of mine has that. Pretty detailed.
Oh, we got a very not amazing 3D render of the facility.
That's very Office PowerPoint.
Yeah, this the layout of this one I'm not super impressed by. It's okay, I guess. I mean, at least it existed, you know. We got Harmony of Dissonance.
Yep, I've got that manual somewhere around here as well.
Yep, I really like this one actually. I thought the overlapping castle design was a very clever idea. I replayed it a year or two ago, and there could be some difficulty exploring with that, but
yeah,
I thought it was still good overall. This was, still very much the original GBA era. Although or was it? Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this might have been one of the first games I played on the SP. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I want to say I got like Rockman, well, not Rockman and Forte, Mega Man and Bass, Mega Man Bass. I got that. I think I got that with the SP, and then like a few weeks later, I got this. I bought this. You know what? This might be the very last new game that I bought at a Funko Land before they were bought by GameStop, or they might have been already owned by GameStop, but they were still Funko Land. I think this was the last new game I bought at a Funko Land.
Wow.
I bought at the same time I went to buy this. I got a used copy of Dragon Warrior 7 and a used copy of Kickle Cubicle.
That's an interesting assortment there.
Yeah, well, you know, I was already on to, you know, I was no stranger to buying NES games, even in this era. Advertising some Yu-Gi-Oh game on the back there. Link's Awakening DS.
Or DX. Yeah.
Yeah, DX. I would have got this Christmas 1998. Probably, I mean, definitely the best color conversion, I think.
It looks very nice still.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, you know, I did that video last year. I feel like this is one of, I mean, there is some nostalgia for having that kind of greenish color to the graphics, but I feel like this is probably the one example of a color conversion that's like, it's pretty definitively the best colorization, I would say. There's very few like visual faults that result from the colorization, even when you consider games that were made with original Game Boy and Game Boy Color compatibility after the Game Boy Color was already out. Like, I think this is still the best. Man, so many items. They got all this high-res art of the different keys and everything. I wonder how they got these screenshots. They're quite clean. What you should know about
kind of lost art and how they made those.
Did not write any notes.
And focus. There we go.
Here we go. I bet this one's fairly sought after. All you people who didn't see it, just like when Fire Emblem first came out over here, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the character, you know, that we're finally getting a game from the series that those Smash Brothers characters are from. Like, I want to play that. It surprises me that Fire Emblem didn't take off quite so quickly outside Japan, because Smash Brothers was hugely popular, so I would have thought people would see Marth and Roy, and Ellie Wood, like, basically is Roy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm surprised people didn't just like, ooh, I want to get this game. But yeah, I got this either right away or close to right away. All different units. The weapon triangle.
Yeah, it's in great shape too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, some of these pages may have never been open until just now, potentially, because again, like around this era, games started to have, or they had for a while, really had in-game tutorials. And so, I got the manual out, I put it in the tub. I didn't usually read it, you know. I like having these things, but I guess I'm not really like a manual fanatic, I suppose. But it's nice. It's nice to have them, and also like, very occasionally, reference for in a video or something, kind of what I like to do instead of using like scans or something. I like to actually like have like something open, and then you like, you focus on the page, like, just to kind of make it look like a real thing.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Well, yeah, I think I knew what a machete was, but I think James Bond 007 on the Game Boy taught me how to spell machete. Which, if you were to just hear the word machete and, you're just thinking how would you spell this word in English? It is not like that, in my opinion. I did a little video on this game the day before. I released it like the day before, or the day that, maybe the day of, when Spectre, the movie Spectre released.
Oh yeah.
I thought, maybe I could get some synergy there. No one really watched it.
I've watched it multiple times.
Not a well-performing video.
Places.
The box that I have for this game, as well as Wario Land 2, has on the box like a kind of like a disco ball looking shiny sticker that says new release.
Yep.
Which probably
that even shows up on some of the Vid Pro cards for those. So even the store displays have those, which is crazy. I should probably explain what those are.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a big thing that you collect.
Not as much collect now, but because I'm trying to get some of them sold off now that I've scanned them. So VidPro cards were the in-store display cards used at Toys R Us, Walmart, a few other places, in place of games on shelves.
I had no idea until I most likely I want to say you were the first person I ever heard talking about them. I knew of those things, of course, but I didn't know that they had like a name.
Well, they don't really have a defined name. It's kind of
but
the company
that produced them.
Yeah.
Which I never would have guessed that these cards were sent out to all these different retailers. I guess I would have assumed like,
yeah,
the retailer made them themselves, and because I never connected back in the day like, oh, the cards in Toys R Us are the same as the cards in Babbage's or something like that.
Yeah, they were sent out usually multiple copies of. It kind of varies, so it's multiple copies were sent out, and then there was a slip of inventory, or would show new releases for this, and then what came out for each system and how many cards were in this pack, and then it was sealed. That kind of was, you'd have one for Super Nintendo where it'd be that, and then sometimes it would be, there's one for Super Nintendo, Game Gear, and Genesis, all for 1992. I have a lot of those. That kind of just describes what was in each. And occasionally you'll have stuff that's unreleased because they rushed these to market. And they'd go off of catalog scans mostly.
They tease dark matter. They tell you how to
Oh,
get to the
yeah.
last stage. Ooh, I can see it on the other side here. Oh no, this could be embarrassing. It looks like there are some little try notes over here. I wrote down, maybe I was like, I guess I figured it out myself, or maybe I read it somewhere. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have had the internet at this time. So I wrote down the items needed to get all of the rainbow drops. Although I didn't write down what letter, I didn't write down what level they're in. Look at this too. Most of these, isn't that funny? Rainbow drops, and the first one and most of these are written in, just, what's even the word? Regular print. And then the others are written in cursive. Let me tell you, I would not have written these in cursive high school or later. Because, like, once you get to, I think it was it high school where they I think it was like the start of high school where they're like, oh, you don't have to write in cursive anymore. It's you can if you want to,
like,
but you don't have to.
We learned how to, and then it was the 4th grade onwards. It was like, if you want to, you could still use cursive.
Yeah.
Which no one did.
I mean, I would have been, when this game came out, I think this was 95, so I would have been 11. So I would have been middle school. So, yeah, a couple of years later when they're like, cursive's an option. You don't have to do it. I'm like, psh. But, like, I guess that was, like, my main, like, mode of writing. Like, man, that cursive looks a lot better than any cursive I'd write today. I can tell you that.
Yeah, same here. Terrible.
My signature is illegible. Here's another Kirby DMG manual. The box for this game too is like really high quality. Like, I want to say this Kirby's Pinball Land and Super Mario Land 2 are like the highest quality boxes I have. Like, they've got a slight gloss to the cover.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at Wispy Woods. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an H in there. WHISPY.
Yeah. Just a wisp.
Pretty sure. No room for notes in here. Be careful when saving your games.
Get Kirby with the little stick there.
Heck yeah. This would have been pretty early for a game with save functionality. Although the save functionality isn't really that terribly utilized, I would say. Like, the first game I owned with save functionality was Super Mario Land 2, which we'll hopefully find in here. Not a whole lot going on this Sorry of Sorrow manual. Although they use pretty small font, so I guess they don't need a lot of pages.
Fake stone theming, though.
Here we go. First Square Enix Nintendo game.
Oh, yeah.
It was Tactics Advance, not Crystal Chronicles, right? I'm pretty sure it was Tactics Advance. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Advance.
Yeah. I mean, I was really not sure about getting this game, but it just felt like such a momentous occasion, like Square coming back to Nintendo, right? And I kind of felt like I had to support it. Because I still haven't really gotten into the first Tactics. And, oh man, the color mode. I still don't really, I've never fully wrap my head around what the intent of the 3 color modes are, because it's not, I don't know. I feel like when you change those color modes, like it's not like, okay, you use this mode on SP and it looks like a non-SP, or you use this mode on the Game Boy player and it looks like the colors on a regular Game Boy Advance. Like it never really seemed to align that way. So I think that's what they're supposed to be, but yeah, it says choose the color mode best suited to your system. But I just use the one that looks the best to me.
Yeah.
I've never really thought like, oh, well, I'm on this system, I have to use this mode. But yeah, I did not get into this game at first either. But then, I started it again maybe a year later, and it just consumed me. This is, the screenshots in this aren't particularly good quality. Maybe they used the Game Boy player. They may have. They are not great compared to some others I've been seeing in here. This is a pretty beefy manual though. Game Boy printer manual. I'm pretty sure I got this the same day as the Game Boy camera. Oh, speaking of printer paper, you want to know what else is in this tub?
Some sealed paper. Yep.
Yep. I have no idea if this is valuable. I have no idea if like it would like the sticker, if they would even stick.
I think they're still usable.
Yeah?
I've got like 2 or 3 of those somewhere around here.
Yeah, look at this. I saw in our Discord earlier today, someone posted some meme of connecting a Game Boy printer to the top USB-C port on the Switch 2, which, I don't know. I guess that's funny. I don't know if there is more to the joke. I feel like I was overthinking it. I'm thinking like, I don't get it. But maybe there's nothing to get. It's just a Game Boy printer connected to a Switch 2.
I think it's joking that the top USB-C port is only going to be used for accessories.
I guess so, yeah.
Which would be a very Nintendo move, but no, I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, like I don't know if I could bring myself to use these unused rolls of paper, you know? I didn't use the Game Boy printer extensively, I would say. We got Donkey Kong 94. This was a greatest hits copy. Although there's no indication of that on the manual here. Unfortunately, Donkey Kong 94 is a game I don't show in B-roll, which pains me because, I mean, it's one of the greatest Game Boy games. But I don't show it in B-roll.
Very good.
Because a friend of mine borrowed it back in the day. And when he was bringing it back to me, he had it in like a grocery sack. And he was riding his bike to my house, and like the sack got caught in the wheel of his bike. And so there's like 2 big like white streaks across the front of my Donkey Kong 94 cart. But you know, it's my Donkey Kong 94 cart. It's all part of its history. But I don't show it in B-roll because I don't want to have to explain to people, like, I don't want to tell the story every time someone says like, ew, what's wrong with your Donkey Kong 94? All right, let's get some stuff that's not Game Boy sized. Here's a stack of N64 and Super Nintendo sized things.
Nice.
I mean, here we can see kind of two different eras of N64 packaging. I was always disappointed by this transition to
Yeah, I just went to gold background with just the
the
logo.
logo of the game. You know, because something I really liked about the early N64 era, something that is well represented by Pilot Wing 64. We'll find some others sometime. You know, every piece of the package, the box, the manual, and the game cartridge all had somewhat different artwork. Although this Mario Kart 64 might be pretty similar to the box, actually.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a cropped version of it. But like this, that's different than the box. That's different than the cart. However,
Yes.
you have something like this. You've got a Perfect Dark. Although I want to say Nintendo is not officially... come on, focus. Oh my gosh. Man. I will never trust autofocus again. I want to say, it says distributed exclusively by Nintendo. But I want to say rare self-published Perfect Dark. Ooh. Here's what you can do with or without the expansion pack. Approximately 35% of the game is available to player without. I wonder how they came up with that figure.
Yeah, that seems weirdly specific.
Yeah, I mean, you can't play the solo missions at all, which is a pretty big part of the game. Oh, they've got like throughout the manual, optional, required. Yeah, I don't. Oh, right here, published by Rare. Oh, there was a one Canadian super chat from Bowie. No comment. Thank you very much. There were also a few games. I can't remember if Mario Kart. We'll come across them in here. I can't remember if Mario Golf was one of them. I know Yoshi's Story was. There were a few games that have a manual, but also have like a controls card that was like a separate thing, like kind of just like a quick reference thing.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
I'm not actually. It's interesting. All of the artwork in here is all Mario characters. They don't have any of the Camelot. Oh, look! Oh, I cut something out for some reason. Wow.
Needed something.
Yeah. Oh, there was a $2 super chat from Breakman X. Thank you, saying cool, makes me want to go through my own manual box. Yeah, I was on Breakman X is doing a kind of reviving a podcast that he and some friends had back in the day. Oh look, they've got the classic style Mario art in here. I don't think this had been widely used at the time. Like this might have been kind of the start of them bringing this style back, including for these hotshot style characters. Yeah, I don't remember these characters having this kind of art. That's really neat. Bowser's aspect ratio seems a little, I don't know, is it just me or does he seem like taller than he seems stretched somehow?
Yeah, that does look Good enough there.
Oh, and advertising, I guess the connectivity, or they don't really seem to be advertising the connectivity of
Oh yeah,
the Game Boy Color game, but
Game Boy Color.
But anyway, Breakman X, he and his friends, like back in the day, they believe had like the first ever gaming podcast, like before iPods were even a thing. They believe that it may have been the first, and they did a bunch of stuff like that back in the day. And you know what? I'm going to turn off autofocus.
I think that's the move for tonight. It's just not working.
Well, yeah, hang on. I'm going to have to get up to fully disable it. I mean, Coury uses autofocus a ton, and I don't know how it works for him because it don't work for me. But anyway, Breakman X, which I think the website is just Breakman X. If you search for that and also search for Breakman X's YouTube channel, he invited me onto the newly revived version of their podcast. Was it Friday night, Thursday night? No, not Saturday. I don't remember. It was a few days ago. we had a really good time. So yeah, check that out. Seems like a really cool thing they're reviving there. Coury and I were invited to speak virtually at his, I think it was some sort of video game college class he teaches. It was either history. I don't remember if it was like game design or anything. I think it might have been video game history. And that was fun.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun.
Jumble Hopper. Y'all have heard the Jumble Hopper story, haven't you? Have I told the Jumble Hopper story? I've told the Jumble Hopper story.
I feel like you have, but you could tell it again.
I could tell again. Oh, this is interesting. Like all of the characters here have like casual clothes that are not, I don't think there's any representation of these outfits anywhere in the game itself. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Anyway, Jumble Hopper, when I unlocked Jumble Hopper in Pilot Wing 64, I I thought the music was amazing. I just thought it was amazing. It's in retrospect, it's fine. But it was like so bouncy and happy, and I loved it. And I called a friend and was like, oh my gosh. You know the part in Back to the Future where he's like, you know that new sound you're looking? Listen to this. Except that was me with Jumble Hopper and calling a friend. I'm like, I unlocked Jumble Hopper and the music is amazing. And I like put the phone up next to the TV speaker for like 10 minutes. And then when I picked up the phone again, my friend wasn't there. And I didn't think it was that funny of a story, but for some reason, every time I tell that story, people think it's really. I thought it would be more of a you had to be there kind of thing, but people seem to think that was a funny story. It's so funny that Drum actually made Jumble Hopper his ringtone when I call him.
Oh, that's good.
Even though he was not the friend in question, I didn't know him back then.
I don't use notification noises anymore. It just doesn't work for me.
Here's another that I am obviously not the original owner of. I completely forgot that apparently this...
Oh, the Marvelous.
Marvelous. This came with a manual. Oh man, the paper feels really nice too. This is very...
That does look really nice.
Yeah, this is a very nice manual. So, yet another import game that I have and have not gotten around to playing. For those who don't know, this is the first game directed by Eiji Aonuma. And I remember I was always really interested in playing this back in the day because Nintendo Power had a section called Epic Center. Not Epicenter, Epic Center. And they previewed quite a number of games that didn't necessarily end up getting localized.
I remember reading that. There's like a 96 issue that I remember reading that they were doing. It's like a 3-page feature on Dark Half.
Whoa! Now that one's a deep cut too. That game is really... I have that as well. It's again, not played much of it, but it's really interesting.
Yeah, they were tying it up. It was like, yeah, it's coming out soon. Nope.
I see Zane's dad says try needs to talk about how they smell. This one, I gotta say, this Japanese manual here does smell a bit musty.
Yeah, paper material.
This one does smell a little musty. But then if you take something that I'm the original owner of, like Super Mario RPG, I gotta say it doesn't smell like anything.
This is the content everyone's looking for. You sniffing manuals.
Yep. Now this is one that I'm sure, I mean, you can tell that it opens really easy. Oh yeah, and I remember loving seeing the art of Luigi in here. It was, it was nice, to have him in there in some capacity. Look at him going, wow, this world is huge. Missing this adventure, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, look at how terrible the art of this Super Nintendo controller is. This looks like some third-party garbage, like the size of these buttons and this shrunk-down D-pad. Gross.
Yeah, that looks really off.
This is a manual that I feel could be at risk of having something cut out of. But maybe not. Maybe not. Oh man, there's that garbage controller again.
Slightly smaller this time.
I don't like it. I find it to be unsettling. Oh, no, I told you. I told you. I have no memory of what purpose that would have served. I don't remember making like a collage or anything.
It's not even the full thing. You still see his feet and part of the hat.
I know. Like, what was... It makes it mine. What can I say? They say a froggy who was raised by the sage frog Fuchsius. He doesn't look like a frog to me. Like, this was the first game I really ever played that was like event driven. And I had a lot of trouble with that at first because I'm used to just go level to level to level to level, right? But then you had to like listen to what characters say and are like, okay, do this, go here. And I was really confused because like at the beginning of the game, Toad says, oh, "Well, go back to Bowser's Castle and save her." And I'm like, "Well, I've already been to Bowser's Castle. Like, why would I go back out to the world map? Is the next location not open? Like, I wouldn't go back to Bowser's Castle. That doesn't make sense. But because of the event structure of the game, you have to go check Bowser's Castle, even though you know she's not there." And the same thing with Malo. Like, I wasn't really used to stories in video games. So when I was used to things in video games looking strange. So when they say this character's a frog, like, I just took that face value. I think you're supposed to like think obviously though, like, oh haha, there's something more to this. He doesn't look like the other frogs in the game. But I just took it at face value. I'm like, I don't know, stuff in video games looks weird. I wasn't like, my mind wasn't primed to be thinking forward to like, oh, is there going to be a plot twist about this? Like, plot twist? I didn't know what a plot twist was, you know? I've got the guide to this game as well, and it is quite well worn. Now, see, I'm surprised I didn't cut that out. Like, that looks like something I would have cut out. More so than most of Mario. Here's one I'm not the original owner of. I don't remember specifically how this came into my possession. But I did not. Now, there's a Super Nintendo controller.
That's a real one.
It's a proper... this feels like it's in really good condition, though. However, I did come by it. But yeah, I did not own F-Zero. Ooh, I love the comic style artwork.
Used in the Super Famicom box.
Yep. Very nice. Yeah.
You ever listen to the Jazz Arrange soundtrack of that?
I don't know if I have.
Oh, it's so good. Officially licensed and everything. It's an entire jazz fusion soundtrack.
Got a whole comic.
There's all the tracks. Did a live band that's playing the entire thing.
And, you know, they use, like, kind of very much a comic book style in the menu interface for F-Zero X that's probably, like, the one aesthetic failing of F-Zero GX, that they didn't keep that, like, comic styling. There are two kinds of drivers in this race, me and the losers. All right, Cap. There we go. One of my all-time favorites. I bought this manual the day that my, like, N64 story I tell all the time happened. Like, the first time I played the N64 was the day that I first touched this manual. Wow. The day this game, I bought this game day one. This is one of the first games I ever bought day one. I mean, maybe even the first. I mean, like, Yoshi's Island I bought within the first few days, but it may have not been the first day. That was kind of my... like the first game I was like actively anticipating, you know, ahead of release. I don't remember going over this manual terribly much. A lot of it is looking super familiar. Oh, look at this composite video right here. There's some...
yeah.
That'd be some composite video. And probably not a one chip, I would say. Well,
No.
Well, I don't know. Hard to, well, I don't know. Hard to tell when it comes to composites, I guess. I don't remember seeing a crouching artwork of Kirby like that. Man, freaking love that game. You know what else I love?
Such a good one.
Is the Super Game Boy. It kills me I don't have the box for this. I don't, like, maybe because I don't know why I would have gotten rid of this box. I really don't. I kept all my other boxes in this era. Why I don't have this one, I do not know. What a freaking cool accessory. Maybe like the coolest optional accessory for a console ever.
Yeah.
Oh, never wrote down, but use the form below to save some of your color palette passwords. That's awesome. Kirby's Dream Course. This one's fairly thick. Wow.
I gotta get all those techniques in there.
Yeah. You know, I actually beat this game on a rental before I owned it. All these diagrams, like, you know, it's high-res artwork, but it's pretty faithful to how these diagrams are represented by the interface in the game.
Yeah.
I would say maybe not this one necessarily, because it's, you know, it's not, well, I mean, it's a little worn, but, you know, I used manuals for, like, drawing reference a ton as a kid. So, you know, that I probably used my, like, player's guides for that even more. Super Mario Kart. I got this the same day I got my Super Nintendo. So this is also one of the oldest that I have. And really the game that sold me on Super Nintendo, I would say. I played it at a friend's house. I'm like, oh man, I need this thing. Oh, interesting. I forgot about this. Like
Oh yeah.
like I wonder, like if a speed runner were, I'd love to hear a speed runner weigh in on this and be just like, I don't even know, like could they see like, yeah, like that kind of makes sense, or would they just be like, I don't even see where they're coming from. Yeah, that rings a bell, but I forgot all about that. Wow. These are really good screenshots of these enemies.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even look like a screenshot. I mean, it's just straight up pixel art. Square pixels, I believe. Now here's one I've probably literally never looked at.
Mario Party 3.
Yeah, I mean it's always been a pretty valuable game for the system, I think, just because it was a relatively late release. But I never really played it that much. But like I got it just because I'd like conditioned myself to buy every Mario related game for the N64. And I'm like, well, I have to get it. I mean, I still played a lot of Mario Party 2 at the time. Wow, look at Daisy's weird dress. I don't remember. I forgot how different she looked.
Yeah, that does look off.
Party animals. Yeah, look at Daisy here. That is interesting.
Oh, Waluigi's first appearance.
No. Mario Tennis.
Oh, yeah, that was just before.
Yeah, Mario Tennis. Which we should run into in here. Party Central. Oh, yeah. But yeah, this never really played that much of this one. My best memory, I see Enchilada Backloggery me and a friend, another friend visited him after he moved away, and I brought Mario Party 3 with me, and I remember we we got a game going on it was on Waluigi Island, I think. And we like made I think turned on like a bunch of ridiculous rules and made every single we made, it was nothing but computer players, and we made them all like the stupidest difficulty, or the lowest difficulty, the stupidest computer players. And
Yeah.
we like went and watched a movie, and when we came back, like the game was frozen. Like they were so stupid, the N64 just couldn't handle it. Paper Mario, another one that I imagine is quite sought after.
Yes.
I got this day one. I always missed Cammy. I don't know why they had to take Cammy out of the series. The style though, especially for Mario, very different compared to the current stylings of Paper Mario, or even Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, different iterations look different. This one definitely has its original look.
Yeah, this game took a long time to come out because it was like really early in the N64 days that there was Nintendo Power previews with Super Mario RPG 2, and it was the same. It's the same game as this, but the screenshots show locations that aren't in the final game. The art style is a little different, but it was still very much. It was still very much a the same game. It's just it took all generation to develop. I think Intelligent Systems just took a long time to figure out how to do 3D. Oh, no one steal my Super Mario Galaxy 2 Club Nintendo code. So this must be Kirby Mass Attack.
Yeah, that's Mass Attack.
I feel like I just now came very close to having a paper cut.
It is a risk.
Yeah, I felt a little bit of something, but I don't think it got very deep. Yeah, I didn't get this game for quite some time. That was kind of a down period of Kirby, I would say. Ooh, register your software. This looks like Brawl.
That's Brawl.
So I guess some of these papers I did take out of, even though it was a Wii or a GameCube case, I guess I was just like, well, I don't want this in the case, but I don't want to throw it away either. So I guess same here, Twilight Princess. I guess I was just like, well, I only want the manual to be in here. Register your software online. I was trying to remember what it was. My Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what it was.
My Nintendo. Looks like we've got like a whole series of these. I must have taken these all out of the cases like at the same time for some reason. I'm like, these don't belong in here. WarioWare Smooth Moves, Mario Galaxy. I mean, they all have this like the positioning's a little different, but the same block of text. Play Mario Kart Wii with friends far away? No way. No way.
Can't
What?
believe it.
What? Connect Wii demo. Connect Wii demo? Connect Wii demo. What?
That knee looks off.
Yeah, the hair like kind of has these like kind of like inward concave things, right? Also has like kind of gaunt cheeks, and also like the torso. Like it looks like this part that's like you're right. Like it looks like this part that's like connected to what's like coming out, like his head is like he's like standing like behind or like inside this like plasticky 3D model of a Wii body. Cause like you see how his like neck is coming up and it's like flatter color, and then it's like a shinier plasticky looking thing. Weird. Play Mario Kart with friends far away. Madness. And
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword. Yep. Well, these are the same people that were in some of that other stuff, but it's a different shot. Oh, here's a game that I definitely just bought because I was like not excited for this, but like there was a dry year if you were an N64 fan. That 2001, like there was not a lot going on, so I had the money to spend on an N64 game, and I'm like, well, I own every Mario related game. I have to get it. I was rather surprised when I started it that it's like, oh, like it's actually mostly like kind of Wario themed. Wario Land 3 specifically. Very strange thing. Yeah, like it's got like all of these like enemies and boss characters and stuff from Wario Land in it. Wow, this is a boring manual. Like
Dr. Mario 64.
Like, first of all, these are very poorly rendered pills. Like come on. How hard is it to render a good 3D pill? Yeah, see, like these little like yellow guys are like the standard like Wario Land enemy.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really more of a Wario game than a Mario game in a lot of ways. Very strange.
Maybe it was supposed to be Dr. Wario first.
But ultimately, you know, a good version of Dr. Mario, but I'm not that big of a fan of Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario's fine. But yeah, I mean, I guess this was the last Mario game for N64. Oh, check this out.
Oh, yeah. Golden Sun map.
Ooh, gotta open this a little carefully. Yep, Golden Sun, the Lost Age. Yeah, this is not Not my favorite game. I liked the first one a lot more. It's, you kind of start, I forget exactly where in this world you start. Like, I want to say one of these continents, or maybe it's here. I don't know. You start like, you need to get off the island, but you don't have a boat. And so your party's like, well, let's help people until we have a boat. If we help people enough, eventually we'll end up with a boat. Like, So you just like go around doing stuff for no particular reason other than hoping someone will eventually award you with a boat. It was pretty good once it got back on play. Oh, was there anything on the back of this?
There is.
There is. Just kind of got some character kind of relations. Like showing that like Mia and Alex are from the same tribe, and these people are siblings, and these people are friends. These people are foes. F-Zero-X. That's what I'm talking about. Any like comic-y stuff in here? Really seemed like, oh man, I loved this. Like I remember like looking over this, on the way home from the store, and like it just blew me away like how many characters are in this. There's 30 characters. They've all got little bios, and like I remember immediately thinking like, oh my gosh, there's like all these like I want F-Zero RPG. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. They got a lot of characters. That's this little thing they've got going on. This manual is like super, 1998 Photoshop, like this like brushed metal texture, and then the beveled edge to the rectangle. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Got to make sure it's floating off the page.
Heck yeah, it wouldn't be 3D if not. Banjo-Kazooie. Man, I've got the stupidest story for when I got this manual. When I got this game. I had pre-ordered it at Best Buy. And then the time when it came out, me and my mom ended up visiting my aunt and uncle's family. I was like, oh no. Because I wanted to play this game real bad. I was real hyped for it. In retrospect, like I do, as much of an N64 guy as I am, like I don't consider this is like not anywhere near the top of my favorites, even though it's like widely considered one of the best. But I like it, but it's just it's not very replayable to me. But anyway, my dad was like, "Well, I'll send it to you. I'll pick it up and send it to you." Because I was like, and like I don't know, like if you could cancel a pre-order, like I think it came with a soundtrack CD, so maybe you wouldn't have been able to. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, like I don't know, the thought just hadn't occurred to me, and I was like, I gotta play this as soon as possible. So it ends up coming on my cousin's birthday. And like, I'm like, well, I can't go with you because like I might have to I have to sign for the package. And like I remember just like just like staring out the front window like all day because I'm like, well, if I go somewhere else in the house, maybe I won't hear it. Oh man, we got some notes.
Oh, you got some notes.
We got some notes. But anyway, yeah, it was really stupid how consumed I was with hype for this game. Ended up annoying a lot of people over it. To activate a few codes, stand a step or two away from the fireplace in Banjo's house and look at the bottles picture. Complete his moving puzzle game to win some fun codes to enter on the Treasure Trove Cove sandcastle floor. There are 6 codes. Bottles bonus 1, Big Head Banjo. Bottles bonus 2, Big Heads and Feet Banjo. Bottles bonus 3, Big Head and Wings Kazooie. But I don't have the other codes. I don't remember those, gotta say. DK64. This was the exact right game for me when it came out, and I was looking for, a binge game to play over Thanksgiving break, and it was a good game to play for a binge, but definitely something I am afraid to go back to, I would say.
Yeah, it's a very large game.
Yes, it's a large game. I remember thinking at the time, everyone has, you're of a certain age where you think like long games are the best. This is a nice 2-page spread of the DK crew. But yeah, I was like, oh man, this is like as long as an RPG, but it's a platformer. That's amazing. We've got a little Nintendo Power advertisement that possibly came with Paper Mario.
Yep, definitely came with Paper Mario.
It's a nice high-res art spread there. N64 Consumer Information Precautions Book. All right. Looks like we might have a few more similar things here. Another one. Did it come with an accessory? Maybe it came with an expansion pack? Or a controller? What we got here? Ooh. Electronic Arts registration. Register now and get free stuff. All right. Wow. Already collecting my data. Wow. Now look at this. This is a little pack in with the original 2010 PC version of Final Fantasy XIV. Eorzea Buddy Pass. Nice. Your friend invites you to play free for 30 days. Well, I guess you were meant to give this to your friend. The world is not enough. Interesting that, this is an EA game, so they don't have that N64 in the back, but it's interesting that they did take kind of a similar style to the current N64 manuals with the yellow.
Nice explosion background.
Yeah. Just boom. Is it? Yeah, it's all the same. Just boom every page. Why you gonna put it back there?
The player's guide has more to it.
At the time, I thought this game was okay. It was nice to have you know, something that sort of tried to be more like GoldenEye than Tomorrow Never Dies, but it's really not. But at the time, it seemed like a decent enough compromise. This must be the Four Swords Adventures Nintendo Power advertisement.
What's that ominous blue link?
Ominous blue. Oh, with the bomb?
No, it's just above My Nintendo. On the back.
Ominous blue link? What do you mean?
No, the top of the second page. Something. Might not be Link, it could be something.
Oh, like that.
else.
Oh, the ominous Waluigi.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's just
Okay.
yeah. Why is there just a Waluigi peering at you there? That's a choice. Here's a good one. Goemon's Great Adventure.
That's a pricey one there.
Oh, is it?
Definitely for the manual as well.
Wow. I did not know. Here they've kind of got they've gone over to more like a hand-drawn style. Which I think tracks with how they did things on the Japanese cartridge as well. They had like a 3D render on the Japanese cartridge, and then like for the first N64 game, and then they went to this like hand drawn art for the cover of the second game. Oh, this could actually also be a really good reference for the impact controls. Because there's like up C, down C, up C, A, or is a, you'll have a lot of trouble with some of the impact fights if you don't use some of these, the blast beam and stuff like that.
Yes.
I remember that more so with the first game though, but, yeah. Good game. Oh, wait.
Hybrid Heaven.
Oh, wait. That came out after Goemon's Great Adventure? I could have swore that was I thought that was a much earlier N64 game. Interesting. I've never really played it. I did get it a few years ago though. Oh man. Probably should speed up a little bit. Oh, here's another here's like a little card.
Oh, for Marvelous.
For Marvelous. Yeah, just like I guess like a little like quick reference controls card. Pretty neat. Oh, there was a $2 super chat from Dad1153. Thank you. Saying, was Working Designs the publisher with best manuals? I didn't have any Working Designs games back in the day, and I've not really spent a lot of time looking through the manuals of the ones that I do have now. Actually, I don't think I have the manual for Lunar 1, but I do have the manual for Lunar 2. Because like for PS1 games, like I have to have the manual if the manual is also the cover. But if it's like a double case and the manual is not the cover, then, I don't have to have it. But I do have the manual for Lunar 2. I never really looked. I'm sure Coury would say yes.
They have very nice manuals. Yeah.
Oh man, what is this even going to be? Do we have any guesses?
Golden Sun. Original.
I guess we'll find out. Nope. Looks like Fire Emblem. Is this
Could be multiple.
possibly? Oh, Sword of Mana. Interesting to see Sword of Mana and... Well, Nintendo probably had some sort of co-publishing deal with those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it makes sense that they're advertising all of these in here. Yeah. A lot of different games. I have no idea what it came with exactly. Metroid Zero Mission. Subscribe to Nintendo Power. Ooh, that's seems a little shiny in there. Is there another side, or is that just really thick? Oh, there is. How?
You should fill one of these out at
Oh,
some
these
point
are
and
like-
see what happens.
Oh, this is like stuck together. Dare I unseal it? Yeah, there's like little sticky glue bits.
Surprised that survived this long.
Yeah. Let's get rid of that. That's kind of weird. Seems unnecessary. Advertising the guide. I wasn't really into buying guides anymore at this time. I occasionally did it, like for a handful of bigger RPGs, but I did not really get Nintendo Power Guides in this era. What's this? What is this character? Is that... What is it? It's definitely a Square Enix something or other. I'm drawing a blank on who is this? Oh, is this Bravely Default?
Yeah, that might be.
Maybe? This does seem 2014.
Yeah.
So this is
Bravely
definitely
Default.
DS era. I'm used to seeing the Bravely Default characters, you know, and
with the
super
chibi style.
deformed form.
Yeah.
Plant Puzzle League. I keep forgetting I have that because I think my mom has my copy of that. I tried to get her to get into it, but I don't think she really understood it.
Nice DS shirt.
We the Sims? Wow. Didn't know about that. It's a interesting style.
Yeah, they also had a DS game.
What a... Did this come with a game or no, I wonder? Own them all on VHS and special edition DVD. I wonder if this came with a movie and I just stuck it in the game manuals bin. Ooh, I didn't remember having this. I think this is probably a little expensive now.
Oh, yeah, that is.
And again, like this is not a game I owned back in the day. So and I wouldn't have paid a high price to get the manual with the game. There's a little glitter. You see that little bit of glitter stuck to it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would not have paid a high price for this. So it must have just come with it. You know, I think it was, I think it was.
Set for the vice president.
Oh, this is it. Yeah, that looks like that. At first, I thought that was like actually signed in here. Like it's so convincing looking the way it's printed. This is interesting. Coming to DuckTales for Game Boy. Then they show what looks like an NES box. Yeah, I would not have paid a big price for this. Oh, advertising Willow in here?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I would not have paid a big price to have this manual. There's not a lot to this manual. It's not a very big manual. Yeah, I want to say the game was under $30 when I got it. And it must have just come with this, but I genuinely do not remember having this. Wow, Capcom is sure into advertising stuff in their Game Boy manuals.
Oh, they are. It's like you obviously need these if you have Gargoyle's Quest and Game Boy.
All right, what's this going to be? Square Enix. Copyright 2009 Square Enix. What's that going to be? 2009. It's going to be Crystal Chronicles something. Oh no, I always forget this game
exists. Heroes of Light.
Four Heroes of Light. It's not in great shape. There's definitely some tearing along the corners, but I was never really that big of a fan of this game, so I don't think I ever like hung this poster up or anything, so of course I would never use a folded poster anyway. Well, I guess I might have at a time. There's them sacred stones. This is the first Fire Emblem game. Oop, I just got a little spittle in there. Sorry, vintage manual. This is not my favorite Fire Emblem, but it's one of the more accessible ones, I think. You know, even though, you know, it's you know, you don't have the choice of, turning off permadeath like you do on the newer ones, I still think it's one of the more accessible ones, and it ended up being the first one I finished. I started and failed to finish Fire Emblem 7 several times before I finally did it. Quite a beefy manual.
Yeah, it's pretty substantial.
Well, showing a lot of link cable functionality here too. Like, man, really going all in on all the different systems. I don't even like. Is it just some sort of like versus tactics mode? Like, I've never played multiplayer Fire Emblem, I would say. Oh, any update on the manual smell? Ooh, this one smells smells surprisingly musty for a GBA manual. Yeah, just a little musty. You know, I opened my sealed Jack 2 a few weeks ago to play it for my pledge games, and particularly have a smell, I would say. Yeah, the new game smell is just, I don't know. Does it still exist? I mean, I would say PS2 games, I don't really remember PS2 games having a particular smell. But man, Super Nintendo and N64 games, man. Probably NES games too. Maybe Game Boy games. I don't remember. I don't remember GBA games especially having a smell, but like the new game smell to me is like Super Nintendo and N64. That was, I don't know if that smell exists anywhere in the world today. Even if you opened a sealed game, I don't think it would have it anymore. Oh man. That was part of the experience, you know? New games just don't have a smell now. They just don't. Seems like a lot of pages for Metroid. Oh, Metroid Fusion special feature. If you link Metroid Zero Mission to Metroid Fusion, an added bonus will appear on your Metroid Zero Mission game pack. I actually don't know if I knew that. I don't think I ever did that. Oh yeah, NES Metroid.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I remember unlocking NES Metroid and Metroid Prime by connecting Fusion to the GameCube. I remember someone asked me to go over to their dorm room so that they could unlock it on their Metroid Prime. But I don't remember the link functionality for Zero Mission. Ah, the worst Mario Kart. The worst Mario Kart. But it was, you know, it was only the third Mario Kart though, you know? So I didn't judge it too harshly back then. Mario Golf Advanced Tour. I've never had the Game Boy Color game. But I did enjoy this Game Boy Advance one. If anyone lives in upstate New York, my dad was on like a temporary project in upstate New York. And me and my mom visited him during the summer. And so I remember playing this. I don't remember exactly what town it was. Somewhere upstate New York. He stayed in like he was like staying in some sort of like Amish made rental home. It was very rustic. Oh yeah. Don't you in this game like mostly only see these like Camelot, like Hot Shots style characters.
Yeah, you don't really see the Mario characters
until like you beat the game, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I've only ever played through it once.
Yeah. I feel like this is the most I've ever played really of a non 3D golf game. Like where, you know, that style of golf game, like NES golf and like all those like Sega Genesis golf games and stuff where like your view of the distance, like I don't really, it's always like kind of fascinated me like how they generate that. Cause like obviously they don't have just like a background for, you know, every possible point you could be hitting the ball from. Like obviously they're
Neo Turf Masters.
Yeah. I don't know how they do that, but yeah, I've not played that much Neo Turf Masters, so this is probably like the non-polygonal graphics golf game I have played the most, I would say. Oh, look what we got here. We got a little Oracle of Seasons. We got a little Oracle of Ages. I remember it was just like the craziest thing to get like 2 new Zelda games in one day. What? I played Oracle of Ages first. At the time, I heard people saying it was the better one, but I liked Seasons more. I mean, both of these are a far cry from Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
But I did think the gimmick, the Seasons gimmick, was more interesting than the Ages gimmick. I'd like to play these again. I don't know if they'll ever be remade though. Like, I don't know if like these Capcom Zelda games are ever going to get remade. Very similar manual, very much almost exactly the same, actually. Like, just in terms of the layout, and are they the same number of pages? Seasons is 51 pages. Ages is 51 pages. Yep. They advertise the opposite game on the back of the manual. Well, here we go. Path of Rad, as we like to call it over on the Backloggery. Because it is a pretty rad game. Nintendo Power is your ultimate training manual for Nintendo GameCube games. Would this be New Super Mario Brothers Wii?
Yep. Yeah, that one is.
Metroid Prime 3? Metroid Prime Trilogy?
Maybe. Can't exactly tell from there.
Crystal Chronicles special offer. You know, again, I got Crystal Chronicles day one because it's like, oh my gosh, you know, is the first Square Enix Nintendo game on console. Tactics Advance was the first, but I was like, I have to support this. I have to support the grand return. Crystal Chronicles is one of the most aesthetically beautiful GameCube games, without a doubt. Gameplay is Pikmin 2 with some of that nice clay style art. Yeah, I guess in general I was just like, oh, I don't want this to be in the case for some reason. I do that now, like when there's like DLC vouchers and things like that. This must be Double Dash. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Double Dash.
Ooh, look at that Logitech wheel. $10 rebate. But how much does it even cost? I wonder if that was any good. I can't say I have ever heard anyone talk about a GameCube racing wheel. Ooh, Sin and Punishment 2.
Nice.
Now that there is a gosh...
SCART successor.
That is a gosh darned video game. Let me tell you what. Like you don't know video games until you played that. That is...
That's a fun game.
So good. So good. The best Wii game. It really, really might be. I mean, especially considering that like Super Mario Galaxy has been officially re-released on the Switch. Sin Punishment Star Successor is certainly the best Wii exclusive. They might have put it on that like download service. They might put like, I don't know if they called it Virtual Console when they put Wii games on the Wii U digitally. But it's still functionally a exclusive, I would say.
Advance Wars insert.
Advance Wars Dual Strike. Fantastic game. Like in a lot, one of like the earliest, like what I would consider like real games for the DS. Kirby Canvas Curse I consider like the first real game for DS. Ooh, what's probably Dragon Quest 9, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Oh, that took me a long time to parse. There's Samus on there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's just like hiding there. Probably Metroid Other M? I don't recognize that monster. Probably Other M. Probably DK Jungle Beat. I don't have the other Bongo games.
I have a kiosk disc which has the Bongo test on there, and yes, it does work with the other demos.
Oh, neat. What?
Back when you could still get those on eBay for cheap.
You got a Nintendo Power Watch.
That's fancy.
Heck yeah.
Wonder how many of those they sold.
Oh man. Here we go. This is another high flying Wii game for me. Return to Dreamland.
Such a good game.
Such a good game. Oh my gosh. If anyone hasn't played, I mean it's one of the best 2D platformers of this century. This must be Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks.
Probably Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, I think Zelda
would later.
I think Zelda would be dead if it was Spirit Tracks. She doesn't look dead. Oh, Punch Out. Not a very exciting image, but
no, but you can tell what it is.
overlooked game, I feel. Punch Out Wii is fantastic. Yoshi's Island DS. It's the best Yoshi game to come out of Artoon or Arzest.
Yeah.
It's not saying much, but I liked it okay at the time. I think Artoon also did Topsy Turvy, which is terrible. And then Artoon became Arzest, if I remember correctly. And they did New Island, which is terrible. Oh, here we got another ominous Waluigi. Waluigi is watching you.
Yes.
1,000 Year Door. Like when people are seeking a complete copy of a valuable game like 1,000 Year Door, like is this considered like? Can you call your copy complete without like as a seller or as a buyer? Like does the Like I've never seen like sometimes I see people.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like I never see anyone like distinguish like complete in box. Well, but does it have this? I don't know.
I know at one point I had 2 copies of F-Zero GX and then an additional insert, and I sold the other one. I realized I forgot the insert with it, and then someone asked me about it.
Wait, Arzest did Balan Wonderworld? Really? I don't think I knew that.
Yes.
Wow. You know, now that you say that, I can see a line that goes from Blinks the Time Sweeper to Balan Wonderworld. Now that you say it, a lot of pieces are falling into place in my mind. Wow. Because like they start off like with that 3D platformer. Like, I don't know if that was their first game, but they were like doing that kind of stuff at first, and then ended up with Balan Wonderworld. But then they did all this like 2D stuff in the middle. I honestly don't remember so many of these registration cards having unique artwork. Like this one does not. Like this looks like one that could have been packed in with anything. This could have been packed in with anything. No clear indication. Pokemon Soul Silver. It just tells you what it is. How exciting. Let's see what. What we got here? We got Game Shark manual.
Nice.
For N64. Yes, I'd like to purchase an Interact PC link cable for only $5. If you really want to hack like a pro.
Your saves.
Well, I clearly never did that. I honestly forget what the original reason I wanted a Game Shark for was. Like, I think I heard of something really cool you could do. And I didn't know how to. Wow, this manual is not exciting. It looks like fine print, but it's not. It's not fine print. It's telling you how to use it. Wow, I did not really understand how Game Shark, Game Genie, and stuff like that looked, and I just entered random strings of codes. If I did this on many just rainy Saturdays, where I just like spend all day like Mario 64, GoldenEye. I didn't have that many games that actually worked with the Game Shark because I want to say like GoldenEye was like the newest game that worked with my Game Shark because it was kind of blocked on later games. My earlier model was. And I would just enter just random strings of codes. And, I'd get like, psychedelic colors in Mario 64 and GoldenEye or weird behaviors. And that was just ceaselessly entertaining to me, even though there was no like real guided purpose. Like maybe I like would figure out like, ooh, if I start with these letters, like that's interesting effect. So I'd like stick with those and then change some others and experiment. And I came up with different names for them. It was mostly just like weird colors and stuff. Like I was just entering really random stuff. Well, we had Path of Rad. Now we've got Rad Dawn. Epic Yarn. Sacred Stones. All these registration cards. Here's another one of this style. There's a dice. Probably Fortune Street, I would guess.
Fortune Street or Mario Party 9?
No, I didn't buy any Mario. No. I didn't buy any Mario Party games on the Wii.
Nah.
So it's got to be Fortune Street.
Fortune Street.
2014, probably triple deluxe. I think that's too early for Robobot.
That was the year after.
Probably New Super Luigi U. Or, let's see, 2013. Well, 2013.
Yeah, it was year of Luigi.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Link Between Worlds. Wind Waker HD, I would guess.
Yep. The shading gives it away.
Yep, it's very very bloomy, isn't it?
Even in the one-off render here. Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion 2. I haven't bought the new version yet. I should do that.
I haven't either.
I always forget. It like kind of came and went. I always forget that exists. Sticker Star.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then here's the counterpart to that New Super Luigi U. This is copyright 2012. So this would be New Super Mario Brothers U. What do we have here? I've got some interesting stuff like way on the bottom here. Let me see if I can get this out. What do we got here? This is not mine. But it was given to me fairly recently. It's a Virtual Boy manual. Man,
I love that art. It's so crazy.
Look how 90s that is. Like, is that like not the 90st art you have ever seen? This is like a big manual, like physically very large. Like I don't know if I have a console manual that is this. Like I mean, y'all look how big this is. This is big.
It's substantial.
I can't think of another console manual that's like has page dimensions this large. Are they? Do they instruct you to lay down and have the stand?
PlayStation long boxes that size.
It doesn't look like they instruct you to lay down and have the stand rest against your chest. That's the ultimate way to play Virtual Boy games, in my opinion. It's hard to come by these dust covers. The game pack is a high precision piece of electronics, y'all.
Clearly.
Ooh. You can get a Virtual Boy instruction booklet for no charge.
Oh, looky there.
You can get a game pack cover for no charge. That's incredible.
Now you got to call that number and get your game pack covers.
I know. Like, they're so hard to find. I think I have one spare one at this point. Like, I found when I was visiting Coury one time, we went to a store and they had like a bunch of them. Well, maybe like 3 or 4. And I think they were maybe like $5 each, but I was like, oh, I'm never going to just like stumble upon these. I'm never going to stumble upon these again. I have to buy them.
Yeah, you take that deal.
I'll take that. Man, I can't believe you could just get covers for free. Like, I wonder if, surely there was shipping. Postage and handling, $2 for order of $4 or more. 50 cents for orders less than $4. Oh my gosh. Virtual Boy stereo headphones, no price listed. Doesn't even say no charge. Virtual Boy stereo headphones? Like, were there like Virtual Boy branded headphones? Like, I bet those are rare as heck.
Have to be.
Holy cow.
I've never seen them. Look at eBay.
What? Virtual Boy Game Link cable. I wonder if some of these are accessories that were, is that even a thing? Like, could some of these have been planned accessories that never ended up releasing, like the ones that don't have a price? I mean, the stand has nothing written, but obviously the stand existed. Rubber feet for stand. Like, this is kind of crazy to me. Like, look at all these things they were just given away. The controller was $16. Look how AC adapter with an ER works with AC adaptor OR tap.
Yeah, you got to make that clear there.
Man. Several like larger things were kind of just sitting on the bottom of the bin. This must be some. Oh, I think this is like a fold out from a Nintendo Power, like a poster.
Oh yeah.
I probably hung that up before I got the game and realized it was bad. I mean, it's cool. It's cool art with the AT-AT and all. Yeah, you can tell I had it hung up because see, it's got little thumbtack holes. Yeah, it was just the poster. I did not take too many posters out of Nintendo Power. And I do have that one like rare Pokemon card thing. The
probably from that issue.
Yeah.
173.
Oh yeah, I think it was that issue. Yeah. So I guess my copy is not mint since I took that out. Oh, now this is cool to me. I'm not sure if this came with the game. Oh, it looks like I hung it up. You can see there's a thumbtack hole in the corner. This probably came with the player's guide, which is not a super useful player's guide for Final Fantasy 11. It's not very useful because, like, you know, they've got all these strategies in there and like advice about how to play the different jobs, but they aren't like how players actually play the game. Check this out though. I think this is cool. Yeah, Kingdom of Sandoria. Sandy's namesake. Isn't that right, Sandy? It's your namesake. It's got this like breakdown of how the different zones connect between like the base game and Rise of the Zillart. That's really cool. I think this must have come with the instruction manual. Or not the instruction manual, the player's guide. Most likely. Here's some Crystal Chronicles something. Oh. Yep, it's got the push pin holes in the corners. Just that's actually, I mean, that's nice artwork.
Yeah, it is.
So, you know, I guess I did pull out some of these and hang them in my college dorm. As the Nintendo Power.
I haven't heard much about from that HD port that they did.
Oh yeah, I want to say it had some issues.
I forgot it came out.
Ooh, we got. Well, okay, I'll do that. We got some cool stuff here. For one, Super Famicom manual, little crud on it there, but otherwise pretty nice. This came with the Super Famicom that was given to me by the importer up in Canada. And it's the Super Famicom that got the edge enhancer installed into it.
Nice.
Oh, this is interesting. They got a Venn diagram of like what accessories work between Famicom and Super Famicom, which includes, of course, the AC adapter, because you couldn't do that with NES and Super Famicom. You know, it's a weirdly big fat plug on the Super Nintendo. We got a 5 Canadian from Aramanado. Thank you so much. Saying, I hope you didn't cut Mario out of the Mario Odyssey manual I sent you. No, certainly not. Aramanado makes these really cool, very authentic quality manuals for new games that didn't really get manuals. So, you know, like a full on, just like these manuals we've been going through, you know, with like, nice. You know, how to do all Mario's moves in Mario Odyssey and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. No, those were all things that I did like mostly elementary and middle school, I think. Something else I like about this manual that I recall is that it does, I believe in the back, have pictures of additional accessories, which includes the JP21 connector. Yep, here we go.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
RGB.
The not SCART.
Yep. SHVC-010. That's video cable. Oh, we got prices. We got prices. Oh, interesting. I guess this is just like oh, it says it right there. Mono. Mono Raidu. Mono Raidu AV Kebaru.
You know they had a mono multi out.
Yeah.
Multi in that case.
Yeah, I actually didn't know about that. That one's only
how rare that is.
1,200 yen. Yeah, I've never seen that before. I've got like an official mono Sega Genesis Model 1. And then we got stereo, S video, and RGB cable. The S video and the RGB cables are the same price. 2,500 yen. The different like the RF things.
Yes.
Ooh, there's a serial number stuck here. I wonder if that was stuck here by Nintendo or the retailer or the customer. There's a stamp on the back here.
Maybe the company that sold it?
Yeah.
Store?
Big Camera. Biku Camera. I wonder.
Yeah, they definitely sell those.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this is really cool. I love this. This is the manual that came with my...
Got some receipts there, too.
Yeah, this came with my PC Engine CD-ROM system. Because it came in the box and everything. And yes, there are receipts, which the print quality on these Japanese receipts like blows my mind, honestly.
Yeah, man, it looks like you could have just fabricated that yesterday.
I know, right? Like it looks so good. Like manuals from this long ago would be long faded. But this, I mean, look how bold that is. It looks so good.
July 25th of 1990.
Where does it say that? Oh, yep. 1990. Wow. Wow. So cool. I think I looked up where this store was, and it was like, it sounded like a hardware store. I don't know if that's quite right. It's got all these extra informational thingies. I guess it's telling you to be cautious about something about the controller. Probably some sort of communications, electronics compliance thing. Oh, there's another of this exact same thing for some reason. This one's different. It's actually...
Yeah, that was different.
I mean, it's got the same text in the word bubble, but like it actually shows
the stain on it.
Yeah, it actually shows plugging into the system there. One appears to be a core graphics controller or a turbo controller. Oh, they are all different for some reason. They're all different. Like these two.
Huh.
Wait. Oh wait, no, they aren't. These two are the same. Okay, maybe they bought several additional controllers and they just stuck them all in. Oh yeah, this is how you hold a disc. Oh my goodness, are these just like? Are these telephone numbers or something to like NEC like repair or something like that? Like licensed repair shops or something like that, maybe? I don't know.
How many listed?
Yeah, it's a big list.
The design is so simple, but it looks so nice.
Right? I love that. That green is beautiful. Oh, interesting. So this is showing a core graphics on here. That's not what came with it, though. And my box shows the white PC Engine. Maybe this... Because it came... I already had a PC Engine, and it came with an extra one that I didn't need. But, I mean, it was all in all a good deal. I wouldn't have bought, like, the box and everything complete if it wasn't a good deal.
I wonder if it's a later manual revision.
Yeah. I mean, or maybe they just... This is the manual that they ship, regardless of which version it was. I don't know.
Interface unit.
Yep. The briefcase. What an awesome, awesome machine. CD player controls. I have no idea what this is about. Oh, this still has to do with like playing CDs and stuff.
Yeah. Big deal CD player.
Yeah. Memory stuff, right? CD games. What a freaking cool system. Don't touch them Hue card contacts.
Nope, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't make your CD interface unit unhappy. Don't do it. Oh, we got another. Let's see. This must just be standard to how they do it or how they distribute or something. This stamp either was never very good or didn't hold up all that well. But yeah, I love all this material that came with this PC Engine. It's very cool, I think. Now here's something I went over a lot. This is the Final Fantasy. I mean, this is a big boy. This is the Final Fantasy 11 manual and Tetramaster and Play Online. This came with the PS2 version, and oh man, I mean there was a lot to learn. I mean, this was my first real online game. So it was telephone wall jack. That's where it's at. Man, that old Play Online interface. There was some nostalgia talk of that in our Discord the other day. I mean, all this blue, like, I guess they've kind of like got color code. Like, they've got 65 pages just dedicated to Play Online, which, give it a smell. Yes. Good smell check. Smells about like you'd hope. Still smells newer than you might think. No, not musty at all. Not musty at all. But we were talking the other day in the MLiG Discord that people who played Final Fantasy XI have a lot of nostalgia for Play Online because it was this interface, all these screenshots. It was the interface like that you use like through your PS2 console itself or through the Xbox 360 or through the PC version. It's just a smaller window, but it's designed for 480i. And it's this web portal on your PS2 that you use to log into Final Fantasy XI. And you can send emails and manage like screen captures and stuff like that. And it has awesome music. I mean, it's very nostalgic for Final Fantasy XI players. But most everyone else knows it and resents it for what it did to the Final Fantasy IX guide. But Play Online is much more than that. And it is still how you log into Final Fantasy XI. And now there's a section of this. I never played it that much, but I think a lot of people might not know that included with Final Fantasy XI on the PS2 and probably also the PC version is an online version of Tetramaster, which is the Final Fantasy IX card game. So there's a small section of the guide for that. Oh my gosh, like I would love to see like a version of this for Final Fantasy 14 because in a lot of ways, like it's become so much stuff is in that game now that it's almost kind of hard to catch up sometimes. Like, okay, what what are all the features they've added and stuff. Like, it would be cool to have a reference like this, that really goes over the nitty gritty of, how you interact, and it's got macros. Like, it tells you how to make macros. This is a much better condition than I would expect, based on like how much I know I used this. I referenced it. Well, it's got game credits. It's got like great game credits for the director of the Play Online viewer. Awesome game. Well, maybe. Oh man, we should probably just kind of skim through the rest at this point, I would say.
Okay, yeah.
We got we got Game & Watch Gallery. Love this game. F-Zero GP Legend. I like this. I kind of like this one, actually. It took me a little bit to get into it, but I did enjoy it once I got into a groove with it. Nightmare in Dreamland. I think that's the first Capcom Kirby game.
Yeah, that one's flagship.
Yeah, flagship. Not the biggest fan of their work. Mega Man Zero. I guess I never got rid of this manual. I sold that game at some point, and then later got the DS compilation, and then sometime later got the original card again. But I guess I never got rid of the manual. There's a few things like that. Well, here's another one. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Bad game.
I still like it. That was my first Kingdom Hearts experience.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a PS2 until later. So that's all I knew about it, because everyone told me, it was like, you gotta play this game, but I didn't have a PS2. So get Chain of Memories.
But yeah, I don't think I own any version of this anymore, but I do have the manual still. Ooh, I don't remember the WarioWare Twisted manual having like some kind of silly advertisement on it. The international bestseller, now in paperback.
It's referring to the manual itself. That's funny.
Caution, do not use this game while your Game Boy Advance is connected to the AC adapter. Movements during gameplay may cause the AC adapter to become unplugged or cause damage to the cord, connecting plugs, or hardware. Very important. I never have fully taken to any Wario Land quite as much, or WarioWare quite as much as the first, though.
The first one is just so much fun.
Yeah, it's just that pure simplicity, really, of just the A/B controls. So this here, we got a Japanese Game Boy. Yeah, this I guess came with the Indigo one that I imported for my Indigo GameCube that I got, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago.
Was it in a purple case? The player disc?
I don't think it came with a disc. Yeah,
the Japanese one came with a translucent purple case, and then the manual.
No, I don't have that. I don't think it came with the disc at all. That's probably why I probably got a good deal. Yeah, because I see this disc here. I don't have a Japanese disc. That is unfamiliar.
Yeah, I don't have a Japanese disc for mine, but I don't really use the player anymore.
We got a card in here. It's just a warning card about how to handle and clean.
Be careful with your very tiny GameCube disc.
Yep, that I did not receive with that. We got some kind of Pokemon card.
E-reader supported.
E-reader Pokemon cards, yeah. I have no idea if these are anything rare. I guess it's all the evolutions of Machop. I've got here like another whole pack of e-readers. It's mostly Mario 3 and Animal Crossing. I really should I should do a stream of that sometime, like playing like all the e-reader content in Mario 3. Because I never really did. I have all these cards. I bought a bunch of cards.
Did that make it into the Wii U Virtual Console version?
I think so. But it's more fun if you use the real e-reader cards.
Yes.
Here we got a Game & Watch game. We got Donkey Kong Jr. We got another 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 Donkey Kong Jr.
Got a few duplicates there.
Yes. These were really fun because, like, I don't remember how much the card packs were, but they couldn't have been expensive, or I wouldn't have bought all these.
Still read the advertisement for it. There was a claymation Donkey Kong that gets squished by like a factory arm, and then it becomes a card.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of the Animal Crossing ones. Jumpman Mario. Oh, so that's how I got that in my Animal Crossing game. I don't remember that. Yeah. Man, I bought a bunch of Animal Crossing ones. I was pretty into it. Yeah, there's all that e-reader stuff. I don't know why I kept the Pokemon ones separate. Maybe I thought they were like valuable or something. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. I mean, they're all of these cards are in really good shape.
Yeah, I know there's a group that's been archiving them, and then I've even seen like, I think there's this guy in Blue Sky that's making custom e-reader games.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I
Like
have to
new card codes that you can even scan and everything, and it creates new games. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I would have thought the e-reader cards would be pretty well documented, but I don't know. Uh-oh. Where did... I'm concerned I set something on that sticky gluey stuff because I don't see it anymore.
Oh no. The one that was in the Zero Mission manual?
Well, it was, but I just like I set the sticky stuff over here and
Oh no.
and now I don't know if like it's on the bottom of something because I might have set some stuff over there. Oh well. Hopefully wherever it went, it won't damage anything. I believe just another generic Nintendo Power thing. Oh, this is... Okay, that's a cool one that was given to me recently. I'll go over that in a minute. Oh, here, McCheskey. This probably is associated with this Aladdin, probably? Would this have been published by McCheskey?
Yes, because it's black and white. The reprints all done in Mexico, so they cheaped out and only did black and white manuals in those.
The box is fine though, and I guess this is the main Game Boy or is this the main instruction manual for the Game Boy Color? It's a fold out.
Yeah, that should be the main one, along with the regular precautions.
Yeah, there's all of your terrible color palettes for DMG. Gosh, I hate that. And of course, Super Mario World. You can tell this is probably the most well-worn manual. Do you think
Nicely
there's any
aged?
You think there's any cutouts? It's not impossible, but I kind of don't think there are. I think this one is intact.
You didn't cut Mario out of a random page?
I mean, this is probably the reason that it's like so well worn is, you know, again, like I like to like reference like for drawings and stuff. I always love all the Koopalines back there. Never even wrote any memos in it, but it's well worn. This is really cool though. This was given to me by a friend pretty recently. I assume this is a pack-in with Final Fantasy 3, as Coury would prefer to say.
I usually do both at the same time. I do 3 numerals and then parentheses 6.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, this came with the original version, so it is called Final Fantasy 3. It's actually kind of nuts, really, that they spoil this. Like,
yeah.
Like World of Balance and World of Ruin. But I wonder if in Japan they did anything similar, because maybe they were like afraid, like, oh, you know, Americans might have a hard time figuring out that you can go to all of these places and where are they in the world and all that stuff. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool. Didn't spoil me. Although I did know about the World of Ruin before I played it because I watched a friend. Oh, check this out. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I had all 4 of these back in the day, but I could not find my Goomba some years back.
No.
I'm like, oh, I just couldn't find it. I had no idea where it was. I got another on eBay, and it came with this little paper. Little Goomba is one of many grouchy Goombas. $19.90 McDonald's. Oh, and we got advertised Nintendo Power. Don't forget
Of course. Yeah.
Don't forget it. Ooh, it even gives us a hot tip of how to get fireworks. I gotta have more of that. So let's subscribe.
Look at that spinning Mario.
Yeah, what is that from? Oh, that must be Mario 3 artwork, but I don't remember seeing that in like the Mario 3 manual or anything. That is unusual artwork. I don't remember seeing that anywhere.
There's no way it's exclusive to this McDonald's pamphlet.
Couldn't be, but I don't. Yeah, it must be like representing the tornadoes in World 2 and Mario 3. But like, I don't recall seeing that specific art in the player's guide. I don't recall seeing it in any manual. I mean, maybe it's there, but I don't remember it. But yeah, that's a cool one. Dawn of Souls. That's another game I sold at some point and obviously didn't get rid of the manual. Oh man, oh man. Banjo-Tooie, not great. Oh, look at this. Road Avenger.
Oh, nice.
So we got Sega. We got Sega CD in here. How about that? the reason this is in here is because I saw this, I believe at MagFest, and I was like, oh man, I really want this. I didn't have any Sega CD games yet, I don't think. And I was like, you know, it was just the manual and the game. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm so late to the game on Sega CD. I'm just going to say it's okay to not have the case. I'm not a really big Sega CD fan. So I decided it was okay to not have the case for Sega CD. But
I feel like that's an early epilepsy warning.
Oh,
That
really?
wasn't really discussed at all yet.
Interesting.
It seems kind of interesting that they would mention that early.
And the wording hasn't really changed. A very small percentage of individuals may experience epileptic seizures when exposed to certain light patterns or flashing lights. Immediately discontinue use and consult your physician before resuming play. I mean, you know, these staples are you can sort of see the discoloration. They're a little rusty. It's super weird. You know, they've got the guy punching through the windshield here. It's super weird that the page numbers are all like encircled by like a cracking glass. Like, that's just a weird, like, it took me a while to figure out, like, what is that? This is a weird motif. It's a weird motif. Ooh. Check this out. King's Quest 5. See? I'm not just Nintendo. This would have come from my uncle's PC stuff, though. I did, like, way back when we were actually good at doing video logs. Like, my aunt and uncle gave me a bunch of their old PC stuff. Wow, look at this rectangular mouse. Wow.
It's a very rectangular mouse.
Ooh, urgent. We can't give you any support if we don't know who you are. Oh my gosh. Everyone drop what you're doing. But yeah, I got some of my uncle's PC.
You definitely got to do some more video logs. That was something I definitely looked forward to from the Patreon.
Yeah, we need to make it a point. I forgot I was given this as well, I guess, in addition to the map.
I've got a better map, but you have a better manual. My manual's pretty beat up.
Yeah, this is nice to have. I forgot that I had. Ooh, that's another not amazing Super Nintendo controller art, though. Yeah, this is. I forgot that I was given this along with. I just remembered the map, but yeah, like, because you know I did not get this game when it was new. I got it used. You know, like late '90s, like probably like '99-ish. So I never had a manual.
What do you think you spent on it?
Huh?
What do you think you spent on it then?
On the game?
Yeah.
I want to say couldn't have been more than $30 or $40. Well, I want to say like it was more than most other RPGs. Like it was more like Final Fantasy 2 back then was like in the 20s, I want to say. I want to say it was in the 30s back then. Dragon Quest 3 manual because it's too big to fit inside the game case. Because it came in like an outer box.
Yeah, because it had the Final Fantasy 12.
Oh yeah, dude.
Demo in there.
The slime controller. The controls are on its butt. I always kind of wanted one.
I almost bought one like 6 years ago.
Yeah? Is it expensive?
Yeah, they're a bit pricey now. It was like 40 then. I'm sure it's more now.
Oh, this was sent to me by Good Vibe Collecting. He sent me a copy of King's Quest V many years
Konami
ago.
one.
So this is our first NES manual that we've actually gotten to. I don't have very many of these because I sold my original NES collection. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, it's Japanese. Oh, how did I get this? How did I get this? Someone tore something off here. This is
I don't think there's Mario in there.
yeah. This is Dragon Quest 1.
Nice.
I don't know how I came to have this.
Unfortunately, it's torn, but it's still really cool.
Yeah. Oh man, these scan lines on this dragon too.
Yeah.
They're really good. Can you make them out on the stream there? Quite good scan lines on that dragon.
Need to make a profile based on that.
Yeah.
That scan line.
Mario 2 manual. I must have picked that up at some point. Probably at a convention. Because again, I sold my original copy of it. So this one shouldn't have any Marios torn out. I mean, my original copy of this manual was probably in really rough shape. Because I would draw, all these characters. Here's another NES game that just randomly just had the manual with it. Conquest of the Crystal Palace. I bought the warning, do not use with a front or rear projection TV.
Oh yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Burn-in is an issue.
I bought this based on Gaming Historian did a video on this a long time ago.
Oh yeah, that's an early one.
Ooh.
I should rewatch that.
Yeah, that video didn't really have any history per se. It was just like, I really like this game.
Oh, he did the same thing with Little Samson a little after that.
Yeah. I actually asked him for B-roll of his Little Samson. I can't remember exactly what video it was for, but I asked him for B-roll of it once.
I think that was one of the earlier mentions of Little Samson. Because before that, I only knew of it from seeing it in Game Chasers episodes. But it would.
Yeah, here's the Super Nintendo. This is where I learned about the existence of S-Video. Where is it?
It's a magical cable that'll improve everything.
It's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Of course, I didn't have the ability to use it for a really long time. Is it in this? It's so funny that they all have like these order forms like the Virtual Boy did. SVHS cable. Same price as the regular AV cable. Both were $20. I mean, that pretty expensive to get an spare AV cable for $20 back then. Pretty pricey. Oh. Someone must have one of these is mine. they're slightly different.
Oh,
Different.
yeah.
Someone must have given me.
Wonder if the order form is different.
Yeah. Well, the cables are the same prices. One of these is mine, and someone must have just given me the other one.
Wonder if it's a SNES Junior manual insert.
It's so funny how they like explain how keep your NES and Super Nintendo connected at the same time. Don't remove this. Just add this new RF switch to the chain. Oh, I never could have told you that I had this manual.
Some great art on that.
Battletoads and Battle Maniacs. Yeah. I am pretty certain. I don't remember how I got this because I'm pretty certain when I bought the game it was only the cart. Doesn't seem
Maybe
like
you got it in a lot or something. That's usually how I got most of my manuals.
Yeah, like
stuff.
This does not seem like a manual I would go out of my way to get, and I am.
It looks great though.
Yeah, lots of really big pictures and everything, right?
Like the Toad print.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not remember how I came to have that. Ooh. Oh, wow, this looks like it's in really good shape.
That looks like that's never been opened.
Yeah. I don't know if this is my original one. I feel like someone may have given me this. Yeah, this looks, other than, the seams that are unavoidable, this looks in really good shape. Wow, they've got a huge list of just like everything, like weapon power, MP cost, all sorts of stuff. We have here a Sunsoft manual for the game.
I don't see that reprint often anymore.
Really?
I used to see it all the time.
Oh, we got a somewhat thick DS Lite manual. Ah! People don't give this game enough love. What a great game. Wario's Woods. Nice big screenshots in here, too. Love this game. It's not that complicated to play, people. It's not that complicated. Learn to love it. Some sort of Wavebird something. How to use a Wavebird. PictoChat. I guess that
Everyone has that manual that came with the DS.
I guess it came with the DS, yeah.
I think I've got 3 or 4 of those just in that box of manuals that I have. Register
your, yeah, here's a bunch of DS stuff all in succession. Yeah. Here's a HomestarRunner.com drink coaster. It's even got some stains on it. I think these were just
use that one again.
these are just tossed in with merch. Here's something else that was with the. Oh yeah, I have this. Although unfortunately, it's not with the character I actually play as, but you could like at Final Fantasy 14 2010 release, you could get like a certificate for your character, which I actually did, but I started a fresh character with A Realm Reborn. Here's what I was talking about earlier. Yoshi's
Oh yeah.
story came with like just a card. The R button is sniff sniff. But yeah, it just came with like I mean, there's also it's actually got really nice print. It's like, it's very different from other N64 manuals. But yeah, the game just came with this like extra card just for like reference, like control reference, and then just like other just like real basic information. Oh, here's Final Fantasy 14, the dual factor security token. I used that for a long time before I finally started using the authenticator on my phone. And then like getting your onion helm, which gave you like some experience bonuses up to a certain level.
Oh no, they want you to sniff the sniff.
Oh, let me sniff. Oh. When I sniff the inside of the paper, it doesn't smell like much. But when I sniff the outside of the sniff where it actually says sniff, it does smell slightly musty, but only slightly. Battle for Naboo. Kind of an overlooked Factor 5 game.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty decent. Rogue Squadron. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like dogfighter style games. Like I much prefer like on rails shooting, like Star Fox 64. Like free roaming dogfighting can be okay, but again, this is another game that I bought. His player's choice, but no indication on the manual itself.
Nice to get a Night Dive remaster of that one, or probably Aspire at that point, because they have all the other Star Wars.
Yeah, Night Dive would be best though, but
yes,
GoldenEye. Diddy Kong Racing. Ooh, this one's a little bit well worn. Donkey Kong Country 2. Oh, look at that! I don't remember. I don't remember that like Chrome 2. Yeah, there's some renders in this I have not seen in a long time.
They're also in the player's guide.
Yeah, I have. Or do I actually? I might not. I don't think I have the player's guide for this.
I've got the first two. I don't have the third player's guide.
I don't think I do. And that's probably one reason why this is fairly worn, like the Animal Friends.
Also got the unauthorized Prima guide for that one with some pretty crazy art on it.
But like the Animal Friends, like I made. Like, did anyone ever play when they were a kid with Sculpey 3 clay?
Oh yeah, use that some in school.
Yeah, it's like this different colored clays that you build it into whatever you want, and then you bake it, and then like you don't have to like put it in like a real kiln. You just like bake it in an oven. And I have a bunch of them. They're at my parents' house, but I made a ton of figures from like Mario and Donkey Kong Country and stuff like that. And I made this Rattly the snake. I made Squitter the spider. I made Clapper the seal. So. Yeah, I don't have the guide for this, I don't think. So I probably looked at the art in this a lot more. I feel like I smell something coming off of this one. Yeah, it's a little musty. Sandy is back here fussing. Majora's Mask. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Mario Party 2. Star Fox 64. Super Metroid. Manual's in pretty good shape. It still amazes me what good shape the box is in, because this copy came from my rental store when they were getting rid of their Super Nintendo games. I got complete.
Really good shape for a rental copy.
Yeah, I don't know if the manual would have come with the rental, but the box, was out on the shelf, right? And the game was behind the box, right? In a case behind the box. So I can't believe the box is in like immaculate condition. It's really shocking. And it was complete $6. Unbelievable. N64 clean kit. How about that? Oh, here's another card. Released only a few months before Yoshi's Story, so I guess this was kind of just the trend at the time. Smash. Oh, another card. Oh, I don't remember them doing it this early, though. This is Mario Kart 64.
Oh, yeah.
And I got this day one, so this was, with the original release. Here's the Yoshi Story manual. It's a more papery feeling paper. It's not glossy paper. It's a fairly short manual. The colors don't look great. Like on the cover, I like how the colors look, but like inside, like those colors.
Yeah, saturation looks a bit weird in that.
Yeah, not an interesting experiment, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very different from any other N64 manual I have. Kirby's Avalanche, my first Puyo Puyo. Jet Force Gemini.
Cool decision.
Ooh, and a cheesecake has become a sponsor, it says. A member for 26 months. Thank you. I love these kinds of things. People just going through neat things in their collections. Also, happy Sunday. Yeah, Coury was excited to hear that we were going to be doing this. I think he wants to do something very similar sometimes. See, here's what I'm talking about. Like this art, not on the box, not on the cart.
Yeah.
They used to have different art on each piece of the package. This one is pretty well worn. Pretty well worn. Game director Shigeru Miyamoto. The last game he's credited as such, I believe. And Mario Party 1. We're pretty close to the end of this. Pretty close to the end. This is in poor shape. This is, this came with, I can't remember what the website was called. There was a website. Sandy, do you have to go pee? Do you have to go pee? Or do you just want to play? Hold that thought. Let me take Sandy out.
I suppose I could probably tell you other stuff I archive. UMDs, the Sony media format. I've currently got a group together archiving the entirety of it. So everything that released from every region. We've got, I think, 830 documented, scanned, and ripped.
830 what? Documented and ripped?
UMDs from the group that I'm in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, UMD movies.
But there was a website. And let's see. Yeah, this, I think I got this there too. I can't remember what it was called, but there was this website. It was kind of cool where, does anyone remember what this was called? You like, I can't remember if it was like a forum format or if it was like a browsing thing, but like I want to say you got like some tokens or something to make trades with people. Like it was for trading games. And like the website was kind of like the middleman. I was kind of into it for maybe a year or so. And like you like listed games you wanted to get rid of, and like other people listed games they wanted to get rid of, and you could like you like saw something someone had, and then they would look at your list, and then like I want to say there was like a token system.
I haven't heard of this.
Of some kind. I cannot remember for the life of me what it was called, but I did make a few trades there. And this was like probably like, I don't know, like
99 gamers.
Huh? 99 gamers? That name doesn't sound familiar at all. That doesn't sound familiar at all. That is not ringing a bell. But I want to say it was like, I don't know, it was probably sometime between, I don't know, 2008, 2010, 2011, maybe. Somewhere in there for like maybe a year and a half, I was kind of into it. It was kind of neat. And I got a really good condition copy of Pokemon Fire Red from there, you know. Probably would have been bootlegged today, but it certainly wasn't back then. And then Quest 64, like it was not in great shape. In fact, if I see Mr. Dew is here, he gave me a better copy of Quest 64 a while back. But I didn't have to. It was easy to make a trade for Quest 64 back then. It came with a bad condition box and a not great condition manual, but I just wanted the game at the time, you know. Rayman 2. I got a story with that one, but should probably be wrapping up soon here. Steel Adventure Racing. Ocarina of Time. Day 1 copy. Good for one free Pokemon Snap Smart Card.
Blockbuster from the kiosk.
Well, this has like what looks like the remains of some sort of piece of tape, or there's a piece of tape over that. Don't know why. Pilot Wings. I got this game used, so I'm not quite sure how I came to have this manual. Oh, here's another card. Operation card of Zero X. Love this game. Got a few other random things like more recent things like stickers and random things that I don't usually keep things like these, to be honest, like the random stickers now that.
Oh, I've got some of those.
Yeah.
Some really limited run ones as well.
Yeah,
I did those.
I usually throw them away now. But all of the cards, like the cards that you got from limited run, like I have those stored elsewhere. But some things like this,
those are collectible now for some reason.
Really?
They sell for a lot on eBay.
Well, see, here's one of the limited run newsletters that they used to.
Oh yeah, I've got a few of those. I've got the one that came with, I think, Mummy Demastered at teased Ninja 5.0, which finally got that Newport. So.
Yoshi Safari. I think this manual might have come with the game. I might have intentionally bought the manual with it because I knew I wanted to eventually do a Super Scope episode, which I did. Now this is interesting. So here's the manual for Super Scope 6. That's the game. A lot of people, in fact, I want to say the very first GameSack video made this mistake where they referred to the Super Scope itself as the Super Scope 6. And I think a lot of people made that mistake. Super Scope 6 is the game, the pack-in game with the Super Scope. The Super Scope itself is just the Super Scope. So at the time I was working on the Super Scope episode, I wanted Sandy, no. I'll play with you when we're done, okay? When I was working on the Super Scope video, I wanted to know, because I didn't have one at first. Or how did this work? I don't remember. Anyway, I wanted to know what that little thing was called. The little sight that you can put on either the left or right side. I want to know what it was called. I could not find this manual documented online. And I don't know if that has changed since then. So I kind of bought this for a twofold purpose. It wasn't expensive. I was able to find it for like, I don't know, $11 on eBay or something like that. But there was a twofold purpose. One, I wanted to know what, not just the front thing, but the whole structure that you slide in, because one of my Super Scopes doesn't have that. It's called the side assembly. I couldn't find that information anywhere online, and I couldn't find this manual online. So when I bought this, I thought I could make possibly part of a video, like, okay, like what's the process of like documenting and preserving this manual that seems to not be online. And I've mentioned this a few times to people and they're like, oh, I found it, here it is. And they send me a link and it's like, no, it's Super Scope 6. It's not this. This is much harder to find documented online. So I don't know, maybe you can tell me, oh, for some reason, I don't know why I've got a bad condition. Probably because I ended up buying 2 Super Scopes. This one even has like some tape going on trying to hold it together. Someone loved their Super Scope 6 manual, or hated it, one. But yeah, this, I don't know. Maybe you'll have to look up and tell me whether this still needs to be documented in some fashion, because everyone is so focused on this and not this. Donkey Kong Country. Got this the day I got my Super Nintendo. I remember this section in the back, baddies galore. I remember like I'd never heard the term baddies before. I feel like it's more of a British term, maybe.
Yes.
Baddies. I was like, I'd never heard that before. How's it smell? Not too musty. Less musty than Donkey Kong Country 2, actually. Yoshi's Island. Like I say, the first game that I was like aware of well ahead of release and was like, I want to get that as soon as possible. So bought, within the first couple of days it was available. Wario Land. Super Mario Land 2. This is the first game box I ever saved. And the first game I ever owned personally that had save functionality. There are not many left here. Another one of these Game Boy precautions booklets. Who knows what it's for? Final Fantasy IV Advance. Again, I sold this at some point, but still have the manual. I think I got another copy later at some point. I think I have it. Breath of Fire. I don't have this game. I don't have the Game Boy Advance version anymore. But again, kept the manual, kept the box as well. Ooh, we have here. These are probably the two manuals, the two oldest manuals that I would be the original owner of.
Nice.
I think I got these for my birthday. Probably 1990, I would guess. Probably 1990. Tetris, pretty good shape. Mario Land, less good shape. Yeah. F-Zero, launch day manual. F-Zero maximum velocity, that is. You can watch Gallery 4. WarioWare, so good. I remember I had a car accident like a few days before I bought this. Like I was like kind of nervous that I wanted to go to the store and buy this. And I was kind of nervous my parents were going to still be so mad about it that they wouldn't drive me to the store. It was actually a good barometer of how they were feeling. They were like, sure. It felt like things were normal. Advance Wars 2. Kirby's Block Ball. I remember asking my dad, like, before I bought this game, I'm like, what's Block Ball? Like I assumed that was like a thing that like normal people would know. Like Block Ball, yeah, everyone knows Block Ball. But no, it's just Kirby's Block Ball. Drill Dozer. This was a game I originally I was another thing I was kind of into for a short year or two. Around the same time as that like trading site was GameFly. I was kind of into GameFly for a little bit, and I rented Drill Dozer on GameFly and really liked it, so I ended up buying it. Another day one GBA manual here. Circle of the Moon. Kirby Star Stacker, underrated puzzle game.
Absolutely.
Very, very good. Minish Cap. This is probably somewhat valuable.
Yes.
I wish I cared more than I do.
I really like Minish Cap. That's a good one.
Yeah,
flagship.
Yeah, I mean, I should play through it again. Like, there's a lot of people who it's like, oh, they're like not only is it their favorite one, but there's this like attitude about it that's like, yes, your favorite is also Minish Cap. Like, we know, right? There's like this secret club of people whose favorite Zelda is Minish Cap, and like they are the enlightened ones, and you know everyone else, they just don't get it. They just
I really like it. Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda.
Wario Land 4. It's funny that these are the last ones we are looking at, because like some of these were like the Minish Cap is on the thumbnail photo. Actually, like some of these were near the top.
Oh yeah.
And now they're like the last ones for some reason. This is actually one of the more recent manuals. It's not good condition, but it was included with I used to have this game, and then I bought it again in the past year or two, and the manual was just happened to be with it. Not good condition, but I mean, the price of the game was fair, so whatever. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's just a few other odds and ends. I mean, here's I did a little video log on unpacking these.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah,
that was one of your last ones that you did.
Yeah, so those are kind of neat. Then, there's these Atari manuals. These were all, I believe all of these are hand-me-downs from Drumble. He gave me a lot of his family's old carts too. But
they're wanting one final sniff of these.
oh yeah, okay. These are worth these are worth the sniff. I feel like I can smell them through the Ziploc bag. It doesn't smell musty, I wouldn't say. But it smells like some of these manuals smell a little musty. But this Atari, they smell like a library. Not in a musty way, but they smell like a library.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah, they smell of culture, I would say. They smell of culture. Yes. And then I've also got just some random Commodore 64 stuff here. These, they've been sitting out. They don't smell particularly musty. Get the most out of your Commodore computer. Learn, discover all your computer has to offer with Commodore Magazine. Ooh, making it possible to exchange a damaged diskette for a new one. Incredible. Oh, this is a nice feeling piece of paper here. This paper has it feels like halfway between just a regular piece of paper and a nice school folder or something like that. I don't know how to describe it, but this is a nice piece of paper. I do enjoy it. And this, I don't really know what this is. Well, this says 2007. So maybe this isn't really all that vintage. There's feel free to copy this price list for your friends or group. That language sounds much older than 2007 to me.
Yeah.
Oh, email bargainstore@oldsoftware.com. Well, I would say that oldsoftware.com does sound like a person who would use the phrase, feel free to copy this price list for your friends or group in any year.
There's no way that domain is still active.
Ooh. Monopoly Utah edition. Okay. But yeah, that pretty much, I don't know, there's a Commodore 64 manuals here. I like that background on that. Look at that.
That's nice.
It's got some, you're going to be making some charts with this thing, baby. Now this one looks a little potentially mildewy. I'm not going to sniff that one.
Yeah, it's not.
But yeah, that's more or less what I got. I mean, there's probably some other things somewhere or other, but I don't know. This was mostly just for fun and having my hands on things I haven't had my hands on in a long time, or even some that people had given to me and I had honestly forgotten I had, like the Battletoads manual and Battletoads and Battlemaniacs and the Final Fantasy 3 manual and stuff like that. So hopefully people had fun. Do you is there anything in here that you think I need to take special care to at some point help document it or anything. I mean, most of it's probably not anything all that unusual. Certainly things that are sought after by collectors, but probably nothing that's actually that uncommon, I would guess.
Yeah, not really. It was still fun to look through and all that.
That's all I want out of it. I do still wonder about that Super Scope manual though, because I could not for the life of me find it. But you're also more tuned.
I just looked at it. I couldn't really find it either. I'm just seeing Super Scope 6.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's something to do someday. But this stuff is.
Wow. Oldsoftware.com still exists.
Oh wow.
Henry Clark just linked it.
But yeah, all this stuff is just sitting safely in my IKEA Kugis box with a lid on it. So yeah, it's gonna be there if something needs to be done for it someday. So but yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, Brock, for providing commentary as I went through all this. And is there anything you wanna plug about your Internet Archive page or anything?
Yeah, my archive page, my Blue Sky account.
Nostalgist Archive.
Yep.
Is it with an apostrophe or with a nostalgists or just nostalgist for the?
With an apostrophe.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alrighty. So yeah, y'all check that out, and we'll be back next week. I assume with Coury in tow. I hope his trip is going well. He took his family to his son had a milestone birthday, so they took him to Legoland and visiting family near there as well. So
yeah, it sounds like that was a lot of fun.
And look forward to the M Classic RGB collection video I'm looking on. For those that aren't familiar, they made a blue M Classic meant for the Switch and a green M Classic meant for retro games, and they are worse than you can even imagine.
I'm so excited.
It like even if you aren't interested in this, y'all, I'm not expecting you all to be interested for like the quality. It's going to be a glorious train wreck. These things are like the M Classic, the original M Classic. It's not for me, but it has a place. Okay, I'm not making fun of the M Classic on its own merits, but these things, they are bad. They are so bad. They are so bad. It's not going to be a terribly long video, but and I said I'm not making videos longer than 15 minutes, and right now my VO is strung out to be a little longer than 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to find some stuff to trim down. But it's going to be a hoot and a holler. So yeah, please do watch, even if you don't want them, which you do not. You don't want them. Even if you like the red M Classic, you do not want these. They are so bad. So bad. Please tune in. I don't know. It's possible it could release before next week's stream, but I don't know. I'm also working on, I was inspired to make a new graphics package. We've been using like the same old like graphics for pop-ups and comparison labels and lower thirds and the end slate. Like it's been the same old template for so long. And I wanted to I felt like making something fresh for 2025. So I've been working on that too. So that's slowed down the editing a bit, but anyway, thanks again to Brock for joining me, and everyone who watched, and everyone who sent in super chats. And
maybe I'll be on another one. We'll see.
We will see you next time.
Bye.
I don't know if I hit the button because I can't see from here. I'm going to have to stand up to end the stream.